Hey, welcome to Deep Tub. I'm your host, Cody Crane. You can see my guest tonight on anything from CBC Comedy to Sirius XM. Tonight, we're diving deep into change with Chantel Marostica.
Inspired.
Change.
This is a quick change.
Right?
This is a bit of change.
Right? 2018. New year. New me.
Yeah. Oh, look at that, right? Hey, he's just doing it. You're so different. You're the New Year baby.
Yeah. I like to pick the subject for the person, and I think like change going into 2018. You're prepping for a big change.
Very fitting topic.
Yeah, of a surgery.
Yeah. Congratulations, me.
Congratulations.
I'm gonna put it back in your soup.
Yeah, thank you. My meat
Big
soup.
change coming up.
How are you feeling as it like comes closer? Do you have a set date?
No, I'm waiting to raise, like right now I'm halfway there with fundraising, but I was talking to Stefan Brogan, Snake from Degrassi High yesterday. He's my friend. Why am I bragging about being friends with him? He's like 50. We were talking about like pitching my top surgery to Vice or CBC to have it like covered like a series of like how people experience this change around the world or in Canada or in North America. So I'm halfway there, and I'm gonna make a pitch, and hopefully they can like cover the rest, or I can keep fundraising. But I want to be a bit more there with the fundraising before I have the meeting, because then it happens very quickly, electively.
Yeah, because and I think that would be an amazing thing, because I know that like when it comes to that, and I'm a bit like incompetent or whatever. Like I don't know a lot about it, or like I know that it is like a big recovery process. It's like 2 months, right?
Yeah.
But like going into the process of that is something that like I would love to watch, just to like see how it all goes down.
Yeah, even if you weren't going through it, just to like be like, oh, that's a thing that people do and go through.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge. Like when people are like, so did you have it done yet? I'm just wearing a binder. I'm like, I'm getting like a double mastectomy. Like it's a huge deal. So like drag it down, like reel it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as soon as like when you're on the waiting list, like for me, I would have to go to CAMH to the gender clinic, and I've been on a waiting list for already a year and a half to see that. So that's just people that are trans or anything wanting to just talk to someone. That's just to talk to someone about gender identity. And then I would go there and like start taking tea, I guess, and then I would be covered. Yeah. Because I think I'm founded in Manitoba that non-binary is covered, but my friend's also taking a low dose of tea. So
okay.
I don't know if that's just but like then you start taking tea, and then you have to like be on a waiting list for 2 years if you want it covered. But I don't want to wait that long, and I would love to just cover the surgery so that people can see electively or non-electively what the process is like, what the healing time is like, and like what the before and after is. Because I know some of my trans friends, like they're happy with some changes, they're unsatisfied with others, because you can't. It's in your genes, like how testosterone will affect you, and how your top surgery will go, like how it will look. Will you be happy with it? Or are you gonna be happy with like a flat, you know?
To think back to when you were younger, and how far has this developed since then, like over the years?
I guess that's a tough one. Like realizing what non-binary was, like when I moved here, my previous partner was very prevalent in the queer community in Guelph, and there was a lot of non-binary people, and I was like, them, what are they, a parade? What the fuck is that? What are they, a Pizza Hut? I don't even get it. Because it made me uncomfortable, because I am that. Yeah. And just like gay made me uncomfortable when I was younger and bullied for it. It was because I was that, and you know it, but you don't know what it means. And I remember this was like 3 years before I moved here, I was reading an Outwards magazine. It's like Winnipeg's gay publication, or LGBTQ publication, and it was on non-binary people and gender non-conforming people, and trans people's stories, and I was like, Eric, like my best friend I was like, what does this mean? What does this mean? Because it was me, and I was like, oh my God, that's a thing? You can be that? Because when I was young, I was like, I want to be a boy, and like I was like, Mom's like, you're gonna get boobs, and you're gonna be a girl, because that's what she really wanted, was a daughter. And I was like, no, I'm not, I'll fucking die. And then I started to get them. And I remember, like, cutting my eyelashes off so I'd look more like a boy.
Yeah.
And then I was like, but I'm not. And I was like, I'm not trans, though. I'm not a man. And when my friends were coming out as trans male, like FDM, I was like, that's not me. And I was like, maybe I'm in denial. But then when I read more about non-binary and met people and, like, I just looked beyond the black and white. And gray is very hard for me. I have a mood disorder, so it's like finding the gray in anything. I'm like, that's not right. It's up or down. Ugh. But when I really looked at it, I was like, that's me. I just don't fit. I've always been very androgynous, like tomboy, butch, or whatever. But I just, like, androgyny just fits with me. And then when I could put a name to it. So it's sped up in the last, like, 3 years. It's just been, like the sixth sense at the end. Like, oh, that wasn't a ghost. I just didn't want boobs. Like, it all came to, like, be finalized for me to... It just was, like, an aha moment. Yeah. Where you'd think that, like, with being gay, like, when I came out at 19, that was, like, my whole life. I knew I was gay. But it wasn't, like, it was, like, an aha moment where I was like, you can be that, and that's a thing. Which is, like, a lot of people don't think it's a thing, so it's weird, but I don't know. There's a bit of, like, phobia for trans people and for non-conforming people.
Yeah, I feel like that's... Like, if you're, like, watching and, like, think that you might not have, like, privilege, I can't imagine, like, listening to this and then not thinking that you do, because to have to find, like, where you, like, find, like, your place and, like, to find where you are, like, that's a thing that you don't typically think about growing up.
Yeah, no.
But, like, that's a huge thing. And I think about that often, where I'm, like... having friends that are trying to, like, find where they are and, like, growing up with, like, just discovering such new things. But I feel like that's almost enlightening as well, to, like, have those moments of, like, realization almost and, like, discovery too. Like, what...
Yeah, it's cathartic, but it's also, like... Yeah. You waking up, say, I'm using it as an example, you're like, I'm a straight man. Yeah. And you never have to question it. Mm-hmm. When you wake up in the morning, if you're a person of color, you're indigenous, like, how will my rights be taken away today? If you're a trans person, you're like, how will I be killed today? Will I be hate crimed? Yeah. If you're gender non-conforming, you're like, is this a thing? Am I right, or am I, like... I think that if we didn't have so much phobia and so much hatred towards things that are different and not, like, I don't know, it's obviously white people that are, mm-hmm. But if that was on the table, like, if I had known what trans was, if I had known that was an option, like, when my parents came out, they were like, we know a gay, when I was 19. Yeah. So if it was more, talking about it for me is the most cathartic thing, because it means that the next generation of kids coming, like millennials and kids growing up now, won't ever have to be like, what the fuck does this mean? They'll be like, oh, I'm non-binary. Yeah. And then their parents have it at their fingertips to look that up and to help them with it, mm-hmm. or not. But, like, anybody from my generation, you don't have that. You don't, and I'm from Winnipeg, like, it's a blue-collar place. It was very phobic and racist, so there's not a lot of room for exploration for those things. But, yeah, it feels good to just be able to, like, discover it and talk about it and meet all these great people. And to teach people, too, as I learn to teach people. Yeah,
because I think it's often forgotten, living in Toronto. Like, since I moved to Toronto, I know that that's been a huge learning experience and, like, exploration in all kinds of different things that I never thought about in my small town. Or even, like, living in, like, Vancouver, I wasn't, like, as exposed and didn't
it's there, it's not on the table. It's almost kept, like, a secret, you know?
So I feel like living in Toronto, you kind of, like, take that for granted sometimes, of how much information you're getting and, like, how much, like, I don't want to say it's a progressive city, because it's, like, we're still so far behind. But as far
as where it needs to be.
Yeah, it's as far as just, like, learning information, like, this is a good spot in Canada, I think.
The community here is amazing. Like, I've never felt so supported by, like, queer people, LGBTQ people, and just straight people as well, because they're progressive or just being
exposed to it more so they can gain that understanding, I think. Because, I think that other, cities could have that.
If it was always in front of you, then you're going to just adopt it as normal.
Yeah. We're in 2018, right? And the thing of a new year is that people like to make their resolutions.
Yeah.
Right. Do you have people come up to you that are just like, oh, this is my New Year's resolution?
I feel like people are like, what's your New Year's resolution? So they can say theirs. I think that if I know anybody that is that narcissistic, I don't really talk to them.
Well, I have a bit of a game here to get to the most...
I want to play a game with a guy in a bathtub.
Yeah?
For sure I do.
I'll take off my hat, even.
Oh!
I'm going to ask you the question, and then you have the option of just answering it on your own, or we can call my parents and put them on speakerphone and they can help you.
Okay, that sounds like a great idea. Yeah.
All right. I have 3 New Year's resolutions, and I have the percentage of how common they are. So you have to put those 3 in order of...
How common they are, or how many people do that? Like how common they are?
This is the top 10, and I took 3 of them.
And then I have to go 1, 2, 3, and 1 is the most.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have stop smoking, learn a new skill or hobby, and exercise more. So do you want to tackle this one by yourself or call my parents?
Okay, I'm going to put it in what I think it is. Exercise more is number 1. And then I think that stop smoking is number 2 because everyone hates themselves. And learn a new hobby or skill I think is number 3 because that's like when people are boring and they're like, I'm going to try something new. But you know what? I'd like a second opinion. Maybe like a
second opinion? Okay. So we're going to call my parents.
Oh, look at them.
Thank you. See which one of them answers.
Hello?
Hey, Mom, you're on my talk show again.
Oh, Lord. What now?
So I'm here with Chantel, and
You in the tub, too?
Chantel's not in the tub, no, on the toilet.
Okay.
I'm the only one in the tub.
He's a gentleman. You raised a good man.
All right,
All
Mom.
right, break it to me. What is it today?
So right now we're doing the most common New Year's resolutions. I have 3 options, and you have to help.
Just wait.
Okay, you have to help Chantel put them from 1 to 3.
Oh, okay.
What's your mom's name?
Wendy.
Wendy?
Yes, dear.
Okay, I'm Chantel, by the way. Lovely to meet you. You have a
Very nice to meet you.
You have a good son. I very much enjoy him. I put them in an order, but I just want a second opinion. So, I think number 1 is exercise more. Number 2 is stop smoking. And number 3 would be learn a new skill or hobby. Would you second that's the order it should be in?
Sure, because learn a new hobby was even beyond my list. So the exercise and lose weight's definitely number 1.
Yeah, and then people hate themselves and they want to stop smoking and they always make that promise.
That's right.
Because I do that and I never do. Okay, but I'm going to stick with this. Wendy, thank you.
I would stick to that.
All right, thanks, Mom.
All right, hon. Love you. Bye.
Love you.
Love you, bye. What a lovely lady.
Exercise more. That works perfect.
Yeah, look at you discovered a new thing you can do with your soup water.
Yeah. Give that a little dip. So we got that. So I can read the results here. So exercise more, number 1.
Yeah.
38%.
That's a big percentage.
But then we fell apart. Because number 2 is learn a new skill or hobby. 15%.
Really?
15%.
Me and Wendy were both tricked.
Yeah.
Because we were like, I wouldn't do that. Who cares? Who cares about my spare time?
And then stop smoking at 9%.
I guess everybody that wanted to quit smoking already died or quit, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to show you what mine is.
Oh. Number 1, stop supporting abusers.
I think that should be everybody's number 1.
But that is a good point for 2017 though. I think that big strides were taken in the entertainment industry.
Yeah, for sure. I think that it led a lot of people, like the Me Too campaign, it's not a campaign, I guess, helped a lot of people be able to speak out against their abusers. but also I know a lot of women that still feel very unsafe, especially in comedy.
Yeah.
And like I don't know about I don't know many actors. Like I do know many actors, but I haven't spoken to them at length about it. But in the comedy community, I know that's a huge problem.
Yeah.
And also for like it's also like white women, like it's a very supportive thing of white women who have been affected by assault, and not always people of color. So there's a lot of work to be done, but it's any time you start talking about it, it's a start.
I think like the stuff in like Weinstein was like such a big thing that those rumblings, they like I've heard some in Toronto, like the rumblings going on and like people getting called out. Some people like bigger people in the industry like getting out of the community completely, which is good. But yeah, like there's a lot of people that like I've been talking to where they're not really like comfortable with calling it out yet, or like. But I think that we're making the strides, and that...
I think with the Canadian comedy community, like, it is so small and intertwined that if people, like, in every single case of assault, rape, or anything of the like is different and is to be treated differently, because there is no book, because we never talk about it because it's, like, rape culture. We just never address it. And just, shh. But if the individuals, like, case by case, just... talked about it and tried to heal both sides.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's a responsibility of men to take accountability of their actions and not just say that it didn't happen, but to just try to heal. Because if you're like, it didn't happen, and then you change, then you're just part of the problem. But if you're like, I did that, it's like, I would have a lot of respect for anybody who would do that.
I did see a couple Facebook posts.
Yeah, I did too, but there's a lot of people that I know are the perpetrators of these things that hold a lot of weight in our community, and they won't be called out, or if they do, they will be very well supported. Yeah.
And I know that there's going to be people like watching this that will like have an opinion, well, why don't they come out or whatever. But you also have to think about like who's running these shows. Are they friends with the people running those shows, and you still want to get these gigs as well, so it's not exactly a comfortable environment to be in when you don't know how affiliated these people are.
And healing isn't the same for every woman,
exactly.
female identifying, or like non-binary person. It's like just having it on to yourself could be a thing, or calling someone out and having support. It all looks different, and we have to just listen and be willing to help women, you know?
Yeah.
And also, like, can men stop being like posting and being like when women are talking? Like, I'm really glad that Movember's over, because I was like, if you keep growing your mustache any louder, I'm gonna fucking kill you. It's just like the Me Too thing happened, then November hit, and I was like, you guys shut the fuck up, or I'm gonna be the next. You're not gonna have to worry about prostate cancer.
Yeah, that is such a terrible thing, because I didn't even think about that like kind of coming up, and I mean like I don't think there's been a lot of Movember stuff.
I haven't seen a lot because I think that men are like, we get it, we have to shut up. But a lot of men don't. Like, they make posts that are like, you know, guys, we gotta listen to these women. It's like, yeah, just shut up so that they can talk.
Yeah.
Your feed took up a minute of my time of just listening to women, so shut up and just listen.
I think that, like, the important thing was, like, I just didn't want to post it all during that period, because, like, I think that for the responsibility to read all of these posts and like hear all these messages, and there was things that you know that you don't even think about you doing that are affecting people, like and
like coercion, like sexual coercion. I didn't know that was like a thing, and then when I think about it, I'm like, oh yeah, that is a thing, and that's terrible. Like, I've been in that situation, and it is assault. So there's just like, you have to be educated like on anything. Just know what consent is fully before you go into any relationship or any sexual thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
It made me go like, did I ever do anything like that?
Yeah, and I think that if you're looking at them, then you're guilty of one of them on there. Like, if you're looking at that list, then not like, because a lot of people just think of it as like the bigger things, you know, like the drastics, but there was a lot of lists on there that I'm really grateful for that were so detailed of everything that goes on, or everything that makes them uncomfortable, and
Well, just like it's been in the last like 5 years for me that I've understood that like that I don't belong to anyone. I don't. No one has the right to tell me to smile or has the right to comment on my body or on like or about anything. Like we don't do that to men. So why do we allow that to happen with women? It's such a I don't know. It's and then it is. The world is male run, and we pretend that it's not happening, but it is. I don't know where I was going with that. I didn't sleep last night. Good thing this is full of vodka. Is it?
mine's filled with confetti. To get into like a smaller change, let's think about something that's just like really doesn't matter to anyone, but like you just want changed. It could be like anything as like small as possible.
I want it would be really cool if like avocados, like if you cut it in half and it just like the other half didn't go bad in 10 seconds.
That's a really good one.
Like it would be a huge change in the universe, and like Monsanto would be like, well, that's perfect, we can do that for you, you gay. But no, I wouldn't. No.
I've never thought of that before. Well, we have another thing to ring in the new year.
Oh, good.
I bet you're excited to see something.
I'm really excited to put my mouth on something.
Yeah, that's been soaking this water.
Some vodka on it.
Oh yeah, dip it in in my coffee.
Cheers.
You
thought it was going to make a sound. Yeah, I thought it was going to. Wait, what if you... I know. It's just science. You break the top open. Motherfucker!
Sounds like a train horn. Thank you so much for coming on.
I had a blast in your bathroom. When I sat on your toilet, I was like...
Where's this gonna go?
Where's this gonna go? Happy with where it went.
Oh, if you want to see more Chantel, check out all the links below. We'll show you where you need to go.
Are they added in post? Are they here?
Yeah, this is where they are. I'll have Trevor figure it out. It's going to be right in your hand. Every link. Right there.
Right here?
Right there. Oh, they're jumping up and down. You're good at stop motion animation.
Yeah, I'm so good.
Good.
Yeah, this is perfect. Happy New Year, bud.
Happy New Year. Oh, in the water.
And scene.